live on your Talking Cafe, although I've got a swirly thing going on. Let me have a look. Yep. My name's Carole Smith. I am the team lead for the Mendip area, and I am doing the Talking Cafe live this morning, and we're going to be, as it's Plastic Free July, we're going to be talking about recycling and how we can try to reduce our plastic use. It's all very topical at the moment, especially with the, I'm sure everybody has seen the amount of rubbish and plastic that was left by some of the events that have been happening, and how awful it is. Good morning, Linda. Hi, thank you for watching. So I believe that we have Nick Cater. He's a chap from the Somerset Partnership, Somerset Waste Partnership, and he's going to be joining us on our chat. So anything that you would like to ask him, please do so, and anything that you would also like to ask myself or any of our other agents, pop it into the chat and we will, I'll get back to you as best I can. So really, I know that we all try to do our very best to reduce our plastic and to recycle as much as we possibly can. Today it's my recycling day, and all my neighbours and my bins are all out, and they have, and it's really good to see actually, because everybody makes the effort, even if there's like just 3 or 4 tins in the recycling thing. Every single person on my little close has put some recycling out, some tins, some plastics, some cardboards, fair amount of bottles at the moment, but so that is encouraging. And of course it's Black Bin today as well, so they're out there as well. So it's good to see everybody taking part. We are in the Mendip area quite a lot, so I have a couple of things that to mention about the Mendip area. All the recycling centres in the Mendip are now open for normal trading, and I do believe that they have sites set up so you can do it in a safe distance, but none of the shops are taking things. They're asking that anything that you have that is still usable and you'd normally be donated or sold through the recycling centre that all the tip sites have, then you hold on to it, as those services aren't currently operating. Also, there is some useful information on reusing your containers, and there's a couple of health food shops. I know there's one in Glastonbury and I know there's one in Wells who offer the refill service, and that you can take your own containers. And recently I am informed by Bella, who is one of our village agents in the street area, that plastic has recently achieved plastic-free status, which is absolutely great. I am now having a look to see if anyone else is online with me, and can't see any more comments coming in, and I also can't see Nick Cater from the Somerset Waste Partnership. Let me have a look at some of my emails that I've got through. Sorry about that. Also, recycling isn't only household things. It is also, you know, some of the things that you use every day that you might not think about recycling. And one of the things that I always forget about is my inhalers. I'm an asthmatic, and you get through a fair amount of inhalers. And most pharmacies, or a lot of pharmacies, I know Asda and Boots have recycling points for these. And I'm sure you've seen in most of the large supermarkets that they have little bins for batteries and things. And that's another thing that you don't think that it's going to make a massive difference, but of course it does. Plastic bags and stretchy plastic. Most large Sainsbury's will have carrier bag recycling points. And I know that one of the times when I saw, I think it was Sainsbury's actually, there's a massive container outside the shop, and it was stuffed full of plastic bags. And I thought, what is that going on there? But that's what it is. They're getting people to pop them in there, and then they will recycle them. They'll also accept the bread bags, your fruit bags, frozen food bags, your dry cleaning bags, and magazine, newspapers, and bubble wrap, because especially at the moment when we're all ordering online and Amazon's doing a great job, that there's a certain amount of bubble wrap that is coming through. Of course, printer cartridges, they're all recyclable, and there's a lot of places that do accept old printer cartridges, and I know that in the office, when we're using the very large cartridges, they definitely need to be recycled. Let's have a look. Oh, Talking Cafe Safe Waste Partnership. I believe there are a lot. And Linda, who is our village agent in the Somerset area, the Taunton area, says there's a lot of plastic containers that recycling collection won't take, and I'm sure that Nick can explain why they don't take them. I am not sure. Oh, I don't want to go off this page. Whoops, sorry about that. So Nicola, I haven't actually heard from Nick yet. I am hoping that he is going to go into my comments as well. Toothbrushes and toothpaste tubes, some dental practices will have a collection point, so that you can put those in as well, which is absolutely great. One of the things that I did read recently was on one of the sites, and I believe it was a Somerset Waste Partnership, was personal waste disposal advice. And especially now, at the moment, where people are still shielding and not going out, the government has provided some guidance on how to dispose of your personal waste, like tissues and cleaning cloths, especially if you have the coronavirus symptoms. And the symptoms are the advice is that personal waste should be stored securely in disposable rubbish bags. These should be then placed into another bag, tied securely, and kept separate from other waste within your home. And this should be put aside for at least 72 hours before your usual rubbish collecting outside your house as part of the fortnightly collections. So that's quite useful, and it has so a lot of people are worried about that sort of thing. Also on the Somerset Waste Partnership site, there's some tips and hints and things of how you can cut your plastic waste. And I mean, there's a huge amount of things that we can do. Some of them we don't always think about, like sort of disposable drinking straws and plastic lined cups. You know, check on your toiletries and your cosmetics and micro beads, and there's so many of those are in shower gel and shampoos and face cleansers and things like that. There is things like, I don't know how many people are buying loose vegetables, and I know that sometimes in the supermarket trolley you've got sort of half a dozen potatoes whirling around your trolley, but you can get the bags, and they're fairly inexpensive, that you can reuse, and they're very light, so they wouldn't contribute to the actual cost of the vegetables. I don't know how many people have the milkman still with glass bottles, but there are a lot of people that are changing back to the milkman and the delivery and buying glass bottles. And I know that there is one in Shepton, but there is a raw milk where on a farm, I can't remember exactly where it is. If anybody knows that is watching, if they could pop it into the messages, and I'm pretty sure it's in Shepton Mallet or just outside Shepton Mallet, that you can go and collect your milks direct from the farm. Again, that's cutting down waste, that's cutting down, somebody has just put up on one of their messages to think about swapping your regular products for things that are reducing plastic by choosing not to put them by things that are reducing plastic by choosing not to buy them. And I think sort of recycling and things like that are a good idea. I'm just going to check my emails and see what I can find. Oh, didn't mean to do that, to tell you about that. So I've had an email from, oh, that's excellent, thanks. It's the Horrington Milk Hut in Wells, actually. Wiki Hub, Wedmore Village store. They all do milk in glass bottles, and it is one of our daily uses that we use all the time. So that's worth looking into if it's something that interests you in reducing your plastic use, because the plastic milk containers are everywhere. We see them everywhere. We all know the mantra sort of reduce, reuse and recycle, and it's been going for many decades. The David Attenborough things highlighted through the damage that we're doing to our planet, and it's something that we all need to make a contribution to. There are many sort of Facebook groups that you can link to, and there's a few in the Mendip area, Sustainable Shepton Mallet, Sustainable Wells. There's Green Wedmore, and Sustainable Froome, and Sustainable Living. Sustainable Shepton Mallet, that started a couple of years ago and held many events such as town cleanups, eco talks at the Art Bank, and they had local experts giving tours of their gardens and things like that. Green Wedmore, that's been going for a while now, and is also is involved in huge lots of initiatives. And they do regular talks on green subjects and run regular repair cafes, which is something that is really increasing. And I'm sure you've all seen the TV program, The Repair Shop, that is sort of similar to the sort of repair cafes and things like that. But of course, the ones around here aren't on TV. But that is great, and that's reusing so many things that would have originally been thrown away or just not used or bought new and replaced. They also organise, this is Green Wedmore, regular free cycle days where people put things outside their front door that they no longer want, and the people around can just help themselves. So that's brilliant. And there's also Wedmore Solar Farm, and the Wedmore Green are also involved in that. I've just seen on my messages that somebody said that a fabulous place, Horrington Cheese Yard, Milk and Cafe, so that may well be worth a visit. I did drive past it the other day, and it did have a big we are open sort of thing, so that's great. Also in Shepton Mallet, I've got a feeling that I'm going really fast, so I'm going to try and slow down so that I'm not just babbling senselessly to you guys. So I was going to mention Sustainable Shepton Mallet, and there's a lady there by the name of Claire Graynard, and she's shared her way of living that helps reduce the negative environment impact. And she's done this by consuming sort of her own vegetables, propagating plants, seed swapping and plant swapping online. And she also has eggs and honey and plants for exchange. She also goes to clothes swaps evenings with her friends, and we all have a reasonable amount of clothes that we don't wear or we don't use. So that's a really good idea. She recycles buy wood freestanding furniture and use the same colour paint to tie in different pieces to make this colour scheme good. So that's good. Also, buying second-hand clothes is a way that we can reduce our intake of not sustainable materials. Fast fashions, and I think they are in the Mendip area. So somebody's just put something on the message that to use cheap textiles and to use recyclable second-hand shops and have a look round any of them. And I know that there are some really good second-hand shops all around, and I am hoping, well, I saw that a couple were opening fairly recently, some of the charity shops opening with sort of one-way systems to go around them, so we can do that. Let me have a look at the messages, just keep an eye on in case anybody is saying anything. Doesn't look like it at the moment, so that's great. I'll carry on waffling for a little while. One of the big things is food waste, and it's alarming how much, I think it's 7 million tonnes of food and drink is wasted by UK homes, and more than that, half of that could have been consumed. So the average household wasting food costs sort of about £470 a year, and it's rising to a lot more than that, nearly double with family with children, which equivalates to about £60 a month. It's taking up, food waste makes up about 15% by weight of all household waste in Somerset, and most of the waste occurs through cooking, preparing too much, not using food on time. And I think, you know, some of the times that we fall for the supermarkets buy one get one free, when we don't actually need 2 or 3 of the products, and especially if they're fresh, then sometimes they can go off. So if we all stopped wasting food that could have been eaten, the benefit to the planet would be the equivalent of taking 1 to 4 cars off the road. So that's quite astonishing. Nick, who is one of our village agents in the Mendip East area, she's just put on the messages that Chilcompton has a milk station, and it's next to the village hall on the Wells Road, and that's highly recommended. The B.U. community in Glastonbury that are upcycling and reselling clothes and giving them sort of funky new ideas and a new lease of life. They have a Facebook page, which will be in the comments, so that if you, or a link which I can send to anybody that they would like. I'm just having a look at the messages again. Somerset Waste Partnership have brilliant resources on their website for reducing waste, so that is worth a look at. And Lucy, hi Lucy, it's crazy about the waste of food. We all try to eat what we buy. Definitely got better at this over recent times, and is astonished at the stats. Yeah. In Taunton, Lesser Litter is a store that's selling refills of a variety of foods. And I know I think I've mentioned that the health food shops take your own container and you can refill them. And that one of those is in Wells. That's the Good Earth, and that offers refills of detergents, shampoo, as well as unpacked and fruit vegetables. Frome has a community fridge where you can leave and collect surplus food, and they have masses of fridges, and that is a brilliant sort of service at the moment. And they've also got a library of things where you can borrow DIY stuff and household goods, including toys, which is great because there's so many things that we do use and we possibly only use them once. And if there's things that we can borrow, get back to the community of borrowing from our neighbour's lawnmower and that pot of sugar. Naked Pantry in Glastonbury and also Middlewick Farm Shop also do reusable and refillable selling things. I do feel like I've waffled on about our reusable and sustainable plastics and how to use things quite a lot, and been whizzing around. I'll just have a final look at excuse me, the messages, and we've got take a look at the foodlovehatewaste.com, and that's a Facebook site, and that comes up with some great ideas of how to do that. Taunton has a lesser litter. It's a wonderful idea. You can get products with no litter, such as pasta, dried fruit, and that was from Lucy. Thank you very much, Lucy. And there's a link on our sort of comments site which you could find if you needed to do that. The Good Earth in Glastonbury, that's also come up on the messengers. And in Langport, the Langport stores, which have refillable liquids such as shower gel and washing up liquid. So instead of throwing out your washing up liquid pots, pop over there and get them refilled. So that is fantastic. Thank you all so much for your messages and support for holding this Talking Cafe live, and I've really enjoyed it. So I will wait a moment to make sure that nobody else wants to. Oh, Lucy's just put on the bridge in Lamport does refillable milk. Now, I didn't know that, and that's quite close to me. And so that's the Bridge and Bakery. There's also a link in the comments that you can go to. I think I might have to do that. Growing up on a dairy farm, or raising my children on a dairy farm, we always used to drink milk straight from the cow or from the tank. So it's nice to get things straight from the farm again. So that will be definitely a visit. Oh, I can see that I have actually taken up 24 minutes, so I will close now and end the video. But please be in touch if you need any more information. There's just something else that's just popped up of grow your own food from food waste. Did you know you can grow spring onions, celery and leeks can all be grown again by planting off their roots in a pot? Fantastic. Not being a green-fingered person, but I'm sure, and there is a link there to 25 foods that can be regrown from kitchen scraps. So that is absolutely great news. Well, thank you all very much for tuning in and listening to the Talking Cafe Live, and I'm sure we shall all see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.